Welcome to another Level Up Training with your boy Coach Raj. And as you can see, today I'm going to be talking about how to lose 20 pounds with PCOS. And yes, you can still lose weight, even if you have PCOS. And ever since starting, ever since I started working with women exclusively, I've noticed that a lot more women than before had PCOS. Right, and you guys have PCOS, so it's a lot more common. So it made me look at things a little bit differently. Nah, it's not a big difference. So luckily, it's not like you have to take these, crazy pills or spend a lot of money or anything like that. It's just small things that we can do to make your life easier to lose weight with PCOS. Okay, just like my clients here. So let's go over it. Okay, so who are they? So they're both corporate working women. Okay, so they work 9 to 5. They sit at their desk all day. Don't get a lot of steps. All the regular stuff that comes with a corporate job. They work in office and at home. So some days they commute. It takes longer. Things like that. They have been struggling with PCOS for years. Okay, so it's not just like a couple months or they just found out. They've been having it for a while. And it's been a struggle to lose weight for a while. So they both had that in common. Irregular periods. I don't remember which one exactly, but one of them didn't have their period for 6 months. Actually, that's probably. What is going on? Welcome to another Level Up Training with your boy Coach Raj. And as you can see, obviously today we're talking about how to lose 20 pounds of PCOS or more, just like my clients here. Okay, so how did they do it? Because a lot of people struggle with it. It's not impossible, but it can happen. All right, so how do we do it? So who are these clients, first of all? Okay, they're both corporate working women. All right, so they work 9 to 5, they sit at a desk all day, they work in office and at home, so they have a hybrid situation going on. So some days are just longer with that damn commute, which sucks. They have been struggling with PCOS for years. Irregular periods were part of their everyday life, right? I mean, not that you get your periods every day, but you know what I mean? It was just part of their routine, right? One of them didn't get their periods for 6 months, and I have had a client in the past who didn't get her period for a year. So how do you deal with all that? Right? I mean, I don't know how you guys manage that stuff. Your bodies are insane, but it shouldn't stop you from reaching the health that you want just because your health right now isn't at a place where you want it. So they struggled with that too. They had high stress, working towards the next level in their careers, which meant that, listen, they're spending a lot more time doing other things besides just working out or things like that. And they're both South Asian. Okay, a lot of you guys, okay, I'm South Asian myself, and a lot of my clients are South Asian women, and a lot of them have said to me, my genetics suck. Guys, your genetics don't suck. It's just the habits that are part of our community that suck. Okay, so you can still lose weight. If they did it, you can do it. Okay, they still built lean muscle. They still built an hourglass shape. They did it. You can do it. I'm going to show you how. So in depth, I'm going to go over these steps. But for now, I'm going to just give you an overview. So number 1 was no cardio in the beginning, only strength training. Number 2, started at low intensity workouts, then progressed. 3 was calorie deficit to reverse diet on low carbs. Number 4 is a routine. Number 5 is steps. And number 6 is check-ins for progress. Okay, so let's go over number 1. So no cardio, just strength training in the beginning. High intensity training was too hard on the body, especially for them in the beginning. It spikes cortisol, not a bad thing, but first the goal is to minimize stress. Right? Once you minimize stress, it's easier to lose weight. We want to build the body's capacity to handle physical stress. Right now, you can probably handle things, but we want your body, your hormones, like everything else that's going on internally, to be able to handle that same stress that you mentally might feel like you can. You have to build your body's capacity up to it. You can't just go all in. So things like circuits or spin classes and things like that might not work so great for you in the beginning. So you got to focus on strength. Strength training was the key, okay? Because by far the number one common thing that has helped my clients with PCOS succeed is building lean muscle, even over a low carb diet or an extremely low carb diet, right? More lean muscle helps your body's ability to handle physical stress better. They started at 3 days a week. One of them got to 4 days a week eventually just because she wanted to. Not that she didn't have to, but she wanted to and her body handled it really well. So muscle is key, okay? Cardio will come, and cardio is great for your cardiovascular health, your heart health, all your lung capacity, all those things. But in the beginning, in order to get to a place to manage your weight first, I always suggest to get strength training done and build lean muscle, okay, especially with PCOS. So if you don't have enough time, great. Just skip the cardio, do strength training. If you do have enough time, skip the cardio in the beginning, strength training. You can do low intensity things like walking or things like that, but nothing wild, okay? So number 2 was started low intensity training, then increase. Okay, so how do we go from low intensity to increasing it? When is the right time? So they both started at 3 days a week, okay? Marissa, so let me show you who Marissa was. Marissa is her. And my other client just doesn't want her name out there, which is totally fine. I'm going to respect that. So Marissa started at 45-minute workouts. My other client started at 35 minutes. Cardio went from just walking to eventually getting to 10 to 15-minute runs, right? runs or circuits or whatever it may be. It's just, again, slowly increasing how much you can handle in 10 to 15 minutes as well. So the first set of workouts were one exercise at a time with a couple of supersets. So really like 90% of the training was just, hey, do one exercise, go hard in it, right? Get your strength up, get stronger every week, push your limits, but just do one thing at a time. You don't need to do supersets or circuits with everything. No circuits until after month 4. That's usually just, I've noticed, done really well for clients. And then Marissa moved to 4 workouts a week because of her schedule, like I said. So when is it okay to increase the intensity of workouts? When do you know, hey, you know what, I'm feeling good, I'm seeing some progress, I want more progress, so how do I increase intensity now? So when do you do it is when you're getting better sleep. Okay, now if you already have better sleep, great, you can go to the next one. When body composition is changing to a leaner build, right? When you're taking your progress photos, okay, because you should be taking photos at least for yourself, if not for your coach, at least for yourself, so that you can see the differences weekly or monthly or bi-weekly. I get my clients to do it bi-weekly. It helps a lot with just staying consistent and that motivation factor of just pushing through, right? When maybe the scale doesn't move for a week or two, it's like, oh crap, like at least the progress I'm seeing physically is what I want to see. So when body composition is changing to a leaner build, you can slowly start ramping up your intensity. When you are getting stronger week over week, right, you're lifting more weight, you should not be lifting like 10 pounds every single week. Increase that shit. When you don't stop feeling tired doing low intensity workouts, right? So when your body is able to handle a little bit more, you're going to notice that because of your muscle gain, because of other things that are happening, you're noticing, oh wow, like I can actually handle more. Like I'm not as tired as week 1. I'm not as tired as week 2. Like, or maybe week 6, you're like, oh wow, like I'm feeling good. I'm not as tired anymore. Great. Start increasing the intensity. It's not a bad thing. When you don't stop feeling, you did that. And then usually after 3 to 4 months. Okay. So usually like 12-week mark, I'm like, cool guys, like you can slowly increase your intensity or you could do a little bit more. And whether it's, we go with a run, maybe we add a little bit more supersets, maybe add a circuit in. It's usually month 4, things like that. That's when you can slowly start increasing intensity and not just doing like one exercise at a time if you don't want to. Okay. Number 3, calorie deficit to a reverse diet. Okay. So do low carb diets work? They can, 100%. Okay. Especially with PCOS. But some women are different. Okay. So some can start at 100 grams of carbs and others lower. I have some clients who start at like 65 grams or 80 grams of carbs. It just depends on how does your body handle it. And that's the process you need to understand is like, just because you try one thing, let's say, somebody says low carb diet, just because you start at 50 grams doesn't mean that that's what's right for you. Maybe 100 grams is right for you. Maybe 85. You have to play around with it until you find the right thing, because at the end of the day, a calorie deficit is key. You can't lose fat without a deficit, no matter if you have PCOS or not. So understand where it is that your body lies with these things. The reason managing carbs can help weight loss with PCOS is because it lowers your insulin spikes, right? And because it's lowering your insulin spikes, it allows you and allows your body to use up energy more appropriately. Better workouts, less stress, you're feeling better. So a low carb, 20%, high protein, 50%, and moderate fat, 30% diet can be beneficial to the beginning. So what do I mean by those? It's just the amount of calories, right? So if you're at a 2,000 calorie diet, let's just say that, to make it easy, then 400 calories can be carbs, 1,000 calories will be protein, and then 30%. So what is that? About 600 calories remaining can be for fats, right? So things like that. Now, usually a calorie deficit, you're probably going to be under like 2,000, probably under 1,800 calories. I just said that for easy math so I could look smart. But that's kind of a good breakup in the beginning. Some people do 30%, 40%, right? Again, it depends, but this is not a bad place to start. See how your body reacts. So when to increase carbs and calories. So when do my clients start increasing? Because Marissa here went from about, I believe it was like 85 grams of carbs. She went all the way up to like 150, 160 grams of carbs eventually. And she looks like this, right? She snatched her waist tremendously. She lost a lot of fat, inflammation, bloating went down. So one sign is as you build more muscle and you burn more calories. So because you're building more muscle, you're going to burn more calories. You can start to increase your calories, right? And maybe a little bit of carbs. So after the first 12 to 16 weeks, usually is when that happens. Start to increase carbs by 10 grams a week. Now, you want to watch for inflammation when you do increase stuff. Because if you are increasing carbs, which is one thing that is going to impact you the most, then you want to manage it. Hey, is it making me bloated? Should I maybe just add more fats, a little bit more protein instead of just carbs? And then over time, continue to change things up, okay? But watch for inflammation as you increase carbs. And as your periods start to become more regular, right? Because if your periods are more regular, we know that your body's actually at a place where you're becoming a little bit healthier. You're feeling good. Your body's a little bit more normalized. So maybe you can actually increase it. Again, you have to see how does the increase affect me and then make the changes even after that. Routine. This was huge, guys. So hands down, having somewhat of a regular routine will help tremendously. Okay? Because your body just wants to do things at the same time every day. So eating at the same time every day, waking up and going to sleep at the same time every day, a morning and nighttime routine, right? So doing the exact same thing in the exact same order every night and morning. Now, it doesn't have to be an hour. It can be like 10 minutes. Mine is usually just 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Whatever it is that you do before you go to bed and when you wake up, just make sure you're doing it in the exact same order and doing the exact same things. Because that helps your body just relax before you go to bed and waking up when you actually wake up and have to head out the door, right? Working out at the same times on the same days helps a lot, and drinking water on a regular basis. That should just be mandatory, guys. Okay, just drink your damn water, not like 5 coffees or just wine all the time. All right, have some damn water. Okay, you need it. It's important. You can do these things, give or take about 30 to 60 minutes. Okay, so again, it doesn't have to be exactly the same time. Give or take 30 to 60 minutes can help a lot. I noticed that if you do workouts on the same days, it does help more though, right? Your body's extremely sensitive to stress. So having a routine decreases stress and increases your chances of losing weight. And the reason it decreases stress is because your body's aware of what's going to happen. Hey, on a weekly basis, I know this is what's going to happen. I'm going to eat here. I'm going to do the workout here. I'm going to sleep here. When it has that ability to just work like a routine and just kind of be on the clock, dude, the ability for you to get the weight loss that you want to see skyrockets, because you're just minimizing, again, your cortisol. You're minimizing your stress hormone by saying, hey, I'm going to do things at this time. I'm going to let my body be aware of what's happening. Now, again, if you have kids, this might not be the most perfect and ideal situation. But again, you can have a 5-minute nighttime routine, right? Maybe you do 5 minutes of breath work before you go to bed. Maybe that's the same thing you do every single night. When you wake up, you take 10 deep breaths, you're up. That's all you can do. Because again, if you have kids, you're running around all the time. Everything's happening all at once, right? So find things that you can do that work within the time that you have. That's it. But routine will be huge, okay? Eating at the same time every day, give or take 30 to 60 minutes, helps a lot, okay? So try to find a routine that works. Steps, okay? Very simple. First month, we started at 6K or 4K, depending on who was where when they first started. Second month increase, third month increase, fourth month increase. By fifth month, you're hitting about 10K steps. In 16 weeks, right, she started to hit 8 to 10K steps, and she was at around 8 to 9, and they both killed it though, right? It just helps. That little bit of extra calorie burn, that digestion after you eat, all those things matter. Now, number 8, or not 8, I don't know why that says 8. This should be, I believe, 6. No? Yeah, sorry guys. It should be 6. Weight loss progress with PCOS can take a little longer, okay? So check-ins with me were crucial. Why? Because every week we did check-in forms. I was looking for signs beyond the scale: energy, bloating, period regularity, strength increases. Like, what else beyond weight was progressing? Most of all, body fat coming down and clothes fitting better. If those two things were happening, it was fine. I didn't even care if their weight increased by 5 pounds 1 week. If the fat was coming down on a consistent basis and their clothes are fitting better, the weight didn't matter. Usually weight doesn't matter when you're at a place where you're now kind of maybe 10, 15 pounds away from your goal. You might fluctuate a lot, and that's fine. But you should not give up because of the weight. You have to look at your body fat and your clothes fitting better. Because at the end of the day, we do this to look good. We do this to look good in clothes. The one number on the scale should not stop your life's work of getting healthy, okay? So the scale usually never follows the physical progress, okay? It takes time for it to come down. Maybe every single week you could see, every single month you see progress on your photos, progress with your clothes. You're coming down in sizes. You're going shopping and getting smaller sizes, right? All those things can progress all the time, but it doesn't mean that the weight is going to follow you suit. Maybe the weight doesn't change for 5 weeks, but does it really matter if you're progressing in the way that you need to? No, it doesn't. So do not let it stop you. Plus, the weight could be from your period once you start getting it regularly, or if you already have it. One can be from water retention, from bloating. Maybe you had a night out and you're just retaining water. The week it takes you a little bit to kind of get better. Small things like that, okay? I also do Monday and Friday voice note check-ins, and every Thursday the check-in form is sent, which is sent back to them every Friday afternoon. So there's like 2 to 3 touch points every single week for them to make sure that they're crushing it in my program. Again, this is what happens. When you stay true to it and you stay consistent and you follow a routine that suits your body, you go from inflamed to having curves and a flat tummy and wearing a dress. This is the first time she wore a dress in about a year that she said that she really wanted to on a date night, and she felt amazing. And again, you could start wearing the clothes with more confidence, right? This is basically the exact same outfit, different colors. But again, you can see here, the hourglass is coming in, the waist is down. She has that definition she wants, and she looks good. She feels good, right? And that's all it is. So 1% better every day. keep at it. And I'm gonna do the YouTube thing now. Subscribe, comment, let me what you would like to see me talk about next. Like the video, and I appreciate you guys. All right, I'll see you in the next one.